2024. It's that time again. Who will lose and who will win? It's that time again. Election time is here. Oh my God, the time is here. I'll fight fucking billionaire versus a chick who isn't there. We're replacing a bedridden, low-cost man. The right or the left, it's all the same plan. It's election time again. Election time is here. It's that time again. Who will lose and who will win? It's that time again. Who will lose and who will win? It's that time again. Who will lose and who will win? Election time is here. Oh, the time is here. Oh, America, the time is here. I'll fight like a billionaire versus a chick who isn't there. We're replacing a bedridden, low-cost man. The right or the left, it's all the same plan. It's election time again. Election time is here.
And what in the whole... Okay, I know who I am, ladies and gentlemen, because it has my name. And I know who Brady is because he looks very nerdly. But I didn't know that Professor Winklebean has decided to join us again. Professor, how have you been? The pillar of society, and how is life in the society?
Thank you so much for having me on as your expert on American elections and the presidential race. It is my pleasure to be here, and frankly, my duty to society. So thank you so much for having me. And nice to see you both this evening for our election coverage.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to do because it's a crazy night in the world, right? Do you think, okay, let me ask you guys this first and foremost. Do you think that there is no other election in the entire world that is watched as much as the American election? Am I right? Like, do you even know when an election in Germany is?
I couldn't give a tinker's patoot. Even the Canadian elections don't seem to connect with Canadians like this.
Is that because they're on a weird schedule and you never know when a Canadian election is?
It's kind of true. We just it depends what socks the prime minister is wearing as to whether or not we're having an election.
Explain to me. Like, you're people that know and you do the election stuff.
Jesus.
Here in Canada. That's insanity. I'm not even going to mention it. Why is it that you can just call an election whenever you damn well feel like it?
Well, it's part of the Canadian history. Let me explain it to you.
Please.
First of all, people think that this all takes place in either Toronto or Vancouver, but the truth is the history of Canada goes back to Kingston, Ontario, where it was sort of first formed. And back then, it was decided they had a council known as the Tragically Hip, who would determine when elections happen. And so now, whenever a Tragically Hip song plays on the radio, that is a call to election.
That makes complete and utter nonsense to me. Brady, would you like to take a stab at it?
So once every 4 years, someone re-votes Vince McMahon in as the owner of the WWE.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. My bad.
I too feel like that is also a bunch of poppycock.
Dude, you're like the cream inside of an Oreo retard sandwich right now.
Okay. Spaz, I would have accepted. But I will not let you guys talk about yourselves like that.
I think you just take the compliment, Chris, and go with it, okay?
All right. Well, so
the post.
Here's the thing. I have moved on. Here's the thing. I don't know if you guys know this or not. How long have we known each other? Like
Too long.
Six presidents, man.
It seems like it, right? Like I've known you since you were since your head was upside down and you had hair up here and none down here.
Yeah.
That's
true, man.
I like to think that I've known you long enough to have contributed to some of those grays that you have now.
So definitely all the loss of hair. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, listen, if you didn't use your teeth so much, I wouldn't pull it out. I don't
Guys,
know
there's an election going on. Who gives a fuck what you're saying? Who's winning? Who's losing?
Well,
What's
right
going
now,
on?
you got to understand. There's several. You voted?
I voted.
When? When did you vote?
We voted together through him.
Yeah, my vote went in. I registered and voted. My vote went in through the portal online, absentee ballot for Nevada, Clark County. That's where I was last living. So that's where my vote is in. And I voted for the first time in my entire existence.
How is there fucking 200 people watching this bullshit right now?
This is crazy. You're telling me that you are in a major metropolis in Canada. I've never known you ever to live in America. Yeah. And you voted.
Yeah, that's how easy it is.
This is a fucking miracle.
I mean, this is the election. This is the election.
Disaster, Ron.
Right? So I'm going to pull this up right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are in the election.
Okay, so explain this to me. We've got pink states, red states, and blue states. I understand the red states are
confirmed for Donald
Tan
Trump himself.
He's
and the red states. I mean, the blue states are, of course.
The blue states, the dark blue states are confirmed for Kamala Harris.
No, we call her the Tan Man. I got jokes here that you guys are stomping on. You're stomping all over my shit. We got Tan Man and Tan Ma'am.
No, because Tan Mom is probably over on Shuli right now.
You're right.
I feel badly that I stepped on that. So, so you got the red states for Donald Trump, the blue states for Harris, and the pink states are identifying as non-voting?
Unconfirmed.
Those are the gay states?
Unconfirmed. And they stand to be leaning towards a red state right now. So Trump is leading in these states, but not all, only 41, like for North Carolina, only 41% of the vote is in. For New Mexico, only 8% of the vote is in. You know what I mean? For some of these, for Pennsylvania right now, this is wild with 19%, and Kamala Harris is actually winning. And this is one of those states, because apparently, you know, I don't know if you guys know all about all of that stuff, like the electoral, you know, votes and some states.
Yeah, the electoral college seems like a bit of a mess, isn't it?
It's disgusting because, I mean, listen, it shouldn't be about like what each one is worth. You know what I mean? It's people. It's voting. If more people vote for this, that's who wins. And right? Why should piss ass little fucking, you know, Arkansas have the same rights as me in Las Vegas, Nevada?
Does anybody in this chat actually have anything, you know, to contribute outside of calling us gay?
I mean, is
there anything? There's three comments. It's all gay. One of them's from me, but it's still
okay. Brady, I think you kind of led the way. If you start with the first comment, gay, what do you expect everybody else to put?
This is what they're putting. Gay.
Gee.
Oh. Yee.
Okay, well, you know. We try to please. I'm coming to you from the garage. I mean, how much more gay could we be? I'm sitting on a ladder. I could sit on a ladder this way. Would it be better? I mean, like, Jesus, like, I'm doing the best I can to be manly.
I like it.
Wait a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, where is he going now?
I don't know. We've got a bunch of people that are trying to follow along here. So who is winning? We've got Donald Trump is the dark red, which means basically the dark red are states that are pretty much closing now. The polls have closed, and we're closing in on a dominant victory in these red states. Florida, we know he's taken. We know he's taken what, Texas?
So I can tell you right now that 88% of the vote is in. Right, for Florida, and they've got Trump ahead by,
how many points?
Lots. He's ahead by over 1,400,000 in that state. Right, state of Texas, 62% is in, and he's over by 1 million. Right, but we're talking like that's a 53% to a 45%, basically, 1,000,003 voting difference right there. 8% of New Mexico is in. Only 6% of Colorado. So like it's still early. None of Nevada is in, none of Washington, because you got to remember they're on that, that backwards time thing. And then you've got places here like, Minnesota, right? Nothing has been done there. Nothing has been done in Arizona, Alaska, right? Obviously Hawaii. So the polls are closed in these states.
Yeah.
But there is there ain't nothing going on yet, if you know what I'm saying. And it doesn't look like any states have flipped yet either. This is everything up to this point is predictable.
Yeah.
Right.
Mike, what you saying?
So really none of the swing states have made an impact at the moment on the election. The other thing is I was looking at the senatorial race and the Congress. And it's really interesting to see how different the results are there. They're drastic by comparison, man. And also this is a really wild quote. They asked Kamala earlier today how she feels about Rubik's Cubes. I thought this was very interesting and quite revealing, because she doesn't say much to the press. Right? She said, in the puzzle of puzzles, the Rubik's Cube truly embodies a journey, each turn, twist, and shift reflecting the interconnected layers of complexity as colors align in harmony, unlocking a path of rotational insight that transcends mere surface patterns, is what she said. And so that, I think, probably gives us some insight.
Thanks, Elton Brown. What's coming up next on the Iron Chef?
Well, she also said this, in this moment of moments, as we come together collectively to embrace the challenges that we face, it's imperative to understand the significance of time, because time in its passage reveals pathways of opportunity that lead us forward together, which I think is also a really strong statement, and also kind of gives us a little bit of insight as to where this election is headed.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I don't know if you know this or not, but we do have some footage of the election earlier today of the fine folks of Florida actually at the polls. Did you guys want to take?
I don't believe you.
Okay,
yeah, let's go.
We have actual footage of it taking place of folks in Florida trying to make their way to invoke their right to vote. And somebody ended up catching this. So.
This is gay. Hold on. This is.
Okay, I can't go on anymore. Brady, do you tell him or do I?
No, go for it. Yeah, you've known him longer.
All right. Your mic. You should probably charge your phone or something. Your mic keeps cutting out from like a real mic to not a real mic. for you, Mike?
This is the real Mike.
That sounds like it, yes. But then all of a sudden, it'll sound like you're not into your mic. Are you wearing a lapel mic, Mike?
No, I'm not. My mic is fine. You guys.
So what is okay? Let's talk.
Okay, hold on.
talk-
Let's leave it. Okay, if my mic isn't working, let's see a comment. Okay, if my mic's not working, show me a comment.
It's working
How is
right
that
now.
even relevant? Your mic is working.
There
now
you go. Somebody will comment if the mic is not. Right. That's not true. Why don't you just go yourselves, guys? Because I'm volunteering for this, and I don't need this from you. My mic is not cutting in.
Can you hear me? Somebody commented.
Oh yeah, what'd they say?
Mike sucks.
Okay, I'm gonna try to fix it.
Hold on, before you go though, Mike. Before you go though, Mike, because that's just
the
one
best.
person. That's just one
He's the
person. What do
best.
you know? You know,
He's the
before
best. He's literally the best.
yeah, like you don't have to go anywhere. Let me ask you a question though, because you do follow politics, and Brady, I'm going to start with you on this one. What's the craziest issue that you think is going to be the turning point on all of this?
Pennsylvania, I think, will be the deciding state until we know Pennsylvania. Just give me a second. Before we know the vote with Pennsylvania, I don't think we can predict anything. But if I was to pull out my Mr. Cleo magic ball, I'd tell you one thing, man. If the Donald Trump don't get in, this will be very bad for everyone involved, man. Get out and vote for the Trump in the last minute, man.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that all the polls are closed right now. So
I'm pretty sure every opportunity I've ever had just closed as well.
Mike,
Hey, great news. Great news. Tom Hanks just called. He wants to adopt you. You're garbage. You're garbage.
Well, you know what? Listen, you don't have to worry about it because apparently, you know, there's if Trump gets in, you immigrants aren't getting in there either.
No, they're coming to Canada with us.
No, you immigrants, you Canadians aren't getting into the States. Right? That's an immigrant thing, I think, right? Isn't that what he's
I
talking
have a
about?
hard enough time getting into Toronto.
Oh.
The GO train says no.
No one past this height can get on the train by themselves. Fuck!
Get off, kid. Where's your mom?
God damn it!
Oh, that's
Well,
so funny.
amazing.
Macaulay
Did you know-
Culkin, we've told you 100 times this week, no GO training without your mom. I like it. Well, look, guys, I think it's a sure thing by looking at this map that whoever the gray party is winning.
I mean, yes, they're not quite done voting yet. Apparently, you know, those are those people
Look,
over on the West Coast, the Tupacs.
We-
of
It's a different time zone, so we're not going to close those polls for another couple hours. Let's refresh that, see if anything has changed here, because I would like to. We've got to be getting close to closing down New York and everything, right? And Michigan's another one that we're going to be worried about, depending on what side you're on. I think that's a swing state as well here.
Brady, you said New York, and that reminds me, I have some quotes from Donald Trump. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know if you know this. He was a big deal in New York.
Tid's got some political things to show off as well, actually.
yeah, I
Let
don't
me
know.
see what you got.
Well, here's what I came up with. Some of the biggest lying brags of Donald Trump, which I always love. They're my favorite. I built the best economy in history. The best economy in the history of the world. No one else comes close.
I love that. Like, it's not the biggest economy in
I'll
the
do
world.
the acting. I'll do the acting, and you do the talking.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
fair enough. No one's done more for African Americans than me. I mean, maybe Abraham Lincoln, but even that's questionable. I don't know how my Trump is.
Just good as
The other
mine.
one, your dancing is perfect. People say I'm the best president in history. Some say, I love this. Some fucking guy is the best. Some people say I'm the best president in history. Some say maybe even better than Washington. It's the best. But, and then, of course, Kamala comments on that by saying, when we're talking about the significance of the passage of... Anyway, they're both... Why is it to me... Am I wrong, guys? America's in a lot of trouble because Kamala Harris has the presence of a wine-drunk mom, and Donald Trump is like... I don't know, like some kind of douchebag or something. Like, they don't have a great choice, man. He seems a little like douchebag.
You want to know my theory on this?
Please.
I have a bit of a theory. Could you imagine, Brady? You
Could
know
I
it's coming.
imagine?
Could you imagine if we lived in a world where all of this is just theater? All of it is theater for the sole purpose of collecting information on the people living with your passports, i.e., Americans, getting them to vote. Well, how do you get these people out to give up their information so that you can track them and say where are they living right now? Well, what you do is you have this kind of inflammatory gentleman come along or female that tries to buck the system, if you will, right?
Yeah.
And you hire somebody who might possibly be, I don't know, the most polarizing figure from any kind of reality show in the last 20 years, since reality shows became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as well as I do, the most polarizing person that has come out of there was Donald Trump from The Apprentice, who's not afraid to say those silly things.
Yeah, no, he thinks. I think it's interesting. I find him hilarious. Like his comic timing is real. Like he has real comedic timing. It's unfortunate that it's so polarizing. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't America need somebody kind of down the middle at the moment? Kamala Harris doesn't even seem to look. She doesn't even seem connected to the campaign.
Yeah, because she's Corey Feldman of politics. Hey guys, vote for me. She's a fucking douchebag.
Could Felddog actually write Kamala Harris's acceptance speech?
That's a good comment.
Well, you know what? I mean, he's absolutely right. I hope your guy wins so you can all save the world. Vote for Pedro. Wait, is that okay? Wait, hold on. Are we all trying to vote to see who fucks Pedro?
Oh,
I already won.
Brady.
No, I'm Pedro. Fuck me.
Okay. But I'm saying, do you think that Felddog could be the one if Kamala Harris wins this thing?
I hope he does the when they do the inauguration or whatever and they do like the big concert, I hope he's Ascension, Millennium, Kamala Harris, new president.
With a big guitar solo.
Wait. Bring that back. She's a comeback queen.
His dancing is the best.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you calling Kamala Harris a comeback queen? Is that hyphenated?
It does conjure an image.
Oh my God! Look at you voted for her.
Hey! Some people have thrown it out there, on her, and said that that's how she rose to the top. Right?
To be honest with you, I was going to say, man, better than Come Face Queen, but anyway, I didn't want to. What?
That comment right there.
Well, that's good.
There you go, Brady.
He's Canadian.
So who's winning
Not
this
anymore,
fucking
man.
disaster train? Exactly. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Talking about the election.
Yeah,
Who's
well,
winning?
we are.
Who's
We
winning
are.
right now?
It's going to come down. Well, Donald Trump is winning right now, but
What are the
you know,
betting odds?
that's a good question.
Pull me up the fucking FanDuels or the Bowdogs or the fucking draft picks or whatever it is, because it was minus 400 earlier for Trump in the day. Then it went to fucking plus 180, and then it went down to like minus 160, 170 last time I checked. So it is all over the board. There's some quick money to be made. So if there is any betting fans watching in here, you can really make some serious money tonight.
So, Blowdog yesterday,
Yeah.
also one of the presidential candidates, nickname in high school, Blowdog. They have Donald Trump currently at minus 300.
Who?
And
Yeah.
Kamala Harris
Trump.
sitting at plus 250.
So if I was to bet $100 on Trump right now, what it would translate to? Just for Mike's not a betting guy.
Nothing. He's at minus 300. You're going to win.
It would still make. I'd make $30. So he's in favorite right now to win this whole fucking disaster, Big Ben.
3-1.
That's an
3-1.
amazing set of odds right there.
Yeah, you can't even there's no money to be made on this. Even when
There's money to be made if you're betting on her right now and she wins, is what I'm saying. There's some serious money to be made.
No, here's the thing. When I looked 2 days ago, he was at minus 165. He was at minus 135. She was at plus 160,
which is close to what it closed out today
Right.
on FanDuel.
Yeah.
He's only gone up to 250, whereas
But that's
gone
one-
from minus 300.
That's one betting site. So if you were going over and you were betting per state, because you can bet per state right now too, right? So if you were betting per state, you could make some serious cash if there's some swing states. Like let's say Pennsylvania does go in Kamala Harris's favor or it goes in Trump's favor.
Yeah.
The odds right now for Pennsylvania have to be even Steven. They have to be. Can we check on the map there? What's Pennsylvania doing?
Well, let's
Because that's the one. That's the one, and everybody knows it. When we get the results for Pennsylvania, or at least get an idea of what's going on with Pennsylvania, we're going to get an idea of who's winning. We won't find out till about 3 a.m. if there's no fancy dancy work. We should find out in the next couple of days for sure if there is some fancy dancy work going on. I know they closed some of the polling stations down due to bomb threats and things like that. They've already been in court this morning in Pennsylvania saying that some of the voting machines weren't working. So I think there's going to be some extensions.
Yeah,
on some of
apparently
this.
somebody placed a vote somewhere out of Toronto and it got into the system and threw everything out of whack.
Did you see the district attorney from down there from Philadelphia or whatever was on the news? He was like, "Hey, I'm just telling
Somebody
you,
get me a water ice.
everybody
Hey, give me a hoagie. I want a hoagie.
hey, everybody keep your shit together. Like if you're going down there, if you think you're going to intimidate people, F around and find out. If you think that, you're going to try to buck the system in any way or just be discrediting or blah, 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 F around and find out. It's like, I don't know if sorry.
No. What I was going to say, I was actually going to give you kind of putting a bullet on what you're saying. So they did go to DC and they did put out fencing and things like that around some of the Republican buildings, the Democratic buildings, and the White House, etc. Worried about stuff. Then they put out staff and they put out extra security at some of these voting stations where they know these are swing states, or they know that there's a one area is pro person and vary against the other one, et cetera, et cetera. But the one thing that we've known going into the past 2 elections, only 9% of males show up to vote in some of these states. That's the average.
Yeah, the rest of them stay home and do podcasts in the garage.
They're doing podcasts in the garage, or what I'm starting to think is they pre-voted. A lot of the early registration, because men make up their mind real fucking quick, right? We don't need to watch 12 different debates to know what the fuck we're going to vote for. If you're stubborn on one side, you're going to be stubborn all the way through the bullshit. There's no convincing. This sounds like a vagina thing. I think we would already know the results if there was no vaginas. If it was just a bunch of dickies in the world, it would smell like shit. But I'll tell you right now, we'd know who the president is at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Well, I have to tell.
I'm gonna do it all tonight.
I noticed that. What happened?
You're not going to find out tonight. All right. Jeez.
No, in 3 months.
Let's ask
Well-
AI. How long is it going to take to get the results for this
Can you
election?
ask? I'll
Yeah.
pull it up. I'll ask AI right now.
I got it right here. It's how I get by. It's how I talk to you guys. How long will it take to get the results from the U.S. presidential election? Does that sound like a good one?
Sounds.
And the answer is?
And the answer is it
He was
might
just
not
watching the
have-
video. He was just watching the countdown. The countdown distracted.
What the fuck? I didn't know what you're doing. I thought, okay, the show's over. Thank God.
Oh, man. Say it again, Sean. Oh. All right.
The answer was I might not have the latest updates. For the most complete and up-to-date information about the U.S. election, please visit news sources like the Associated Press and Reuters, or check with your state or local election authority.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to put in here, you pussy, you know what I mean. You know what
No.
I mean.
No. Go to Grok on Twitter. and ask
Listen,
Grok.
this is the best answer. Ha ha, fair enough. Okay, here's the deal. This is the best. Ha ha, fair enough. Okay, here's the deal. For U.S. presidential elections, we usually see a winner declared on the election night or by the next morning, but official results can take days to weeks to finalize. Here's why. High turnout and mail-in ballots, close races, certification process, and possible legal challenges. So we'll likely not know official results within a day or two, but certified final results could take until mid-November or even longer.
Yo,
Thank you.
why
By the
the
way,
fuck-
I have to show you this. Look, it actually says, after I said, you pussy, you know what I mean? It says, fair enough. Okay, here's the deal. What the
All right.
fuck, AI?
All right. Well, I think that your AI knows you well enough now.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so.
Okay, can we go back to what we were doing before we lose all our viewers? Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
What's going
Yeah.
on in Pennsylvania right now?
Well, let's have a quick look here in Pennsylvania.
9:30 Eastern Standard Time, Pennsylvania.
Only 28% of the vote is in right now, but it is still swinging towards Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
that's And I mean, if that happens, you can pretty sure bet that this is how the Republicans are going to react.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of legal action.
Yeah,
So let's, what did you say? 71%, 72% of the vote? Donald
Still-
Trump at the moment.
has not come in.
no, has not come in. It's
28.
Kamala is 28% has come in. Kamala's leading that 28%.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
so
it's a-
as of now, Pennsylvania's 2024 presidential election results are still rolling. Early reports indicate Kamala Harris has a lead with 71.9% of the vote.
That's amazing.
Can
that's
you
huge.
take that AI and shove it behind the car that's behind you and then drive over it?
That's huge.
Hold on, let me see.
Brady is being violent. What do you suggest?
You should have it.
Did you spell my name right?
What do you suggest?
Oh, AI just said you spelled his name wrong. But tell him to calm down and shut the fuck up.
I don't think that was what AI said, but
All right.
you know. All right.
Let me ask my AI. I've got
Okay.
one too. I've got one too.
It's going to be good. Okay. Hey, While we're talking
How
about
much-
the election, though, right? And speaking of AI, that sounds like an ethnic thing. I heard that the Latino AI heard that the Latino vote is a big.
Oh my
important
God.
thing.
What
have
are
you
they
heard?
doing?
You got your ear to the Molcajete.
Okay.
I think that I'm just going to move on. I'm going to interpret your question as Mike. You have ties to the Latin community.
Can
I
you
heard
put Mike
this-
on full screen for a second?
I heard this was the vibe in the Latino community in the States right now. And why does that guy look like Matt Grant?
Because it is Matt Grant.
Oh, thank
That's-
you, Matt Grant, for sending that.
Magic mushroom McDonald's. I like it.
No, Matt Grant would actually show up. Listen, my AI, I just asked it how much gay could it might gay gay if it might could get gay. And guess
The
what it
answer?
said?
That much. 3 Ys.
I think that, you know what, to be honest with you, I don't think AI even thought about that. Okay? Your AI sucks. So the Latin community, not a bad focal point for discussion because you're right, man. First of all, everybody's accusing the Latin community of being the fly-in votes in swing states. I don't know if there's any proof of that.
Mhm. Yeah, well, everybody's saying that on the one side that all of the illegals are going to be made legal so that they can vote, and this is the last time. Did you guys hear this bullshit? This
California.
fucking, this
California, man.
this Elon Musk guy, whatever his name
Yeah,
is.
he really went off the deep end, I think, huh?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
your
fuck
boy,
are you?
yeah, your
Listen,
boy. There,
listen. Okay. Listen, Ellen
yeah.
is not only the smartest human on the planet, owns
Not
the
even close.
biggest. What does your fucking neighbor Jerry put rockets up and then have a big arm come and catch them and take them? And is that Jerry's idea, your neighbor Jerry, or is that Ellen's idea? Because Ellen's been doing some pretty innovative shit in the terms of the world. And
I
here's
mean,
one of the things that
I
would
can't take
probably-
this another second. You guys stop saying Elon Musk's name wrong.
Well,
It's disrespectful.
As soon as you stop saying Kamala's name wrong,
I said Harris correctly.
my bad. Listen, Ellen decided to say silly things like that they're going to make all of the illegals legal so they can vote.
you wouldn't need to be illegal or illegal when you go to California. You don't need ID. Anybody can just walk in and vote.
But not everybody can live in California. That's why they have fucking Latinos living in fucking Virginia, guy. Here's my question.
Because California's full.
No, it's not. Here's my question to you. Is anybody aware of how the United States of America was born? Like that whole immigration?
Yes.
And
It
making
came out of Central America's vagina.
No. Okay. So there was a meeting in Kingston and there was a group called the Tragically Hip.
yeah, right.
Throwback.
That's,
I like a good callback. Thank you, Brady.
but seriously, that's what they do. The illegals become legal so that they can vote. You numpty.
What?
That's
So
how
you're
it-
saying that it's true?
it has been true for hundreds of years, guy.
Ever
Uh-huh.
since the trade corners of New York and the
That's what-
Irish came in and took all the fucking jobs.
It's real simple. Oh, those Irish bastards. Listen, it's real
Calm
simple.
down and have a water race, okay?
Hey,
Don't
hey, hey,
whoa,
hey,
whoa,
hey,
whoa,
hey.
whoa,
Don't get your
whoa,
babies in a bunch, Prof. Okay,
Whoa.
Listen. I don't vote in Canada. I live in Canada. I don't
No,
vote
you
in
don't.
because I'm not a Canadian citizen. I'm not allowed to vote in Canada. I could vote in Canada if I became a Canadian citizen, but I'm not going to do that. The same
Wait.
as if No, I
Wait.
have status. I have status before you two judgy McJudgersons with your extra special goggles on.
I'm
Yeah.
calling 7-Eleven Slurpee to pick you up. Or Ice or whatever it's called. Icy.
Yeah. No, that ain't gonna happen. But
Not in
this
this
is the same
country.
thing. So illegals become legal and then they vote. Sometimes illegals become legal, then they get the chance to vote. That's the way it is. So he's not like saying anything fucking new in any way, shape, or form. He's not
Well,
that
that's
smart
what
of
he
a guy
does.
either. He's not that smart of a
That's-
guy. He's a good businessman who has a whole lot of people with a whole lot bigger brains than him that do a whole lot of crazier stuff. Yeah, I said it. What? What are you gonna do? Kick me off of Twitter? Yeah, call it Twitter.
No, you cave. It's just ironic to me that a caveman would even say something as crazy as he's not even that smart of a guy.
He's not the smartest guy in that company. I guarantee you that.
He's one of the top 10 Diablo players in all of the world.
So's my cousin Ralphie.
No, he's not. There's only two
Hey.
North Americans, and Elon Musk is one of them.
Okay, that bugs me. How can this guy who's like in charge of outer space have time to play video games? I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And I don't like when you
Decompress it.
guys say his name. It's Elon Musk.
No, his name's Elon Muskie.
It's Ellen.
I don't
Moose.
like it. I don't like this discussion, but I will say this. I heard him on Joe Rogan, and what I thought was he's a little bit what's the word that I'm looking for?
Country with no love.
Is he on this season of Love on the Spectrum? Because he has a certain
You're not allowed to listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
No, he's already said he's already admitted he's got the burger. He's got the high profile burgers, apparently.
Oh, okay. Because there was a couple of times where I was like, is he ever going to get to the sentence? My good God. Ending a sentence for him is one of the most difficult things in the world.
Here's the thing. Did anybody ever think that this is how progressive the United States is? And this is how progressive that Trump is. And people don't even realize it, that if he wins, the person who's going to audit the United States government is going to be an African American. Elon Musk.
Herschel Walker.
No, Elon Musk is African.
Well, that doesn't really count. I mean, he's a
You still
colonist.
thinking skin color? What the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
way to go, racist.
No,
By the
he's a
way,
colonist.
You
representing
got one of
the-
those videos you can play right now?
Oh, okay.
One
I'm
of those
sorry.
videos?
I'm sorry. It's only like been bred into my fucking entire existence to judge people that are going to come and steal your land on the color of their skin. Jackass.
Oh,
he
The
did get
red's
us
coming
there.
out of him. The red's
He-
coming out of him.
Yeah. Okay, we should do a land acknowledgement at the
Acknowledge
moment.
it right now, you sons of bitches.
The
We would
redder
like to
you get,
acknowledge-
the paler you get.
We would like to acknowledge that the lands on which this podcast was created is owned and part of the treaty of the Mississaugas of the Credit River and many other bands recognized in Canada.
Tragically
Thank you.
hip. Oh,
The
Different
fact that
band.
we've held this solid of viewers, I appreciate all of you, but this will probably be the last time you see this channel.
Why?
'Cause
This is going great. And the next election, we should be here.
I won't even be alive by the next election. Listen,
That
guys,
is-
I got something to tell you.
that
This is
is
why I
not
wanted to
great.
do it live. We got a good audience to tell you this.
Go on.
I'm going to get hit by a bus next week.
It's not likely. You see, what I was hoping for was that you had some sort of fucking doctor thing that we could rely on.
I do. The doctor sent me a text and he goes to get hit by a bus next week.
Oh.
wow.
I was like, no.
And
is
representing the Grays of America, I'd like to say we're winning.
I kept sending him dick pics, so I'm not surprised he sent me that back. So who's winning Pennsylvania?
Still Kamala Harris.
Oh, we got some blue
About-
coming into the pink.
100,000 votes and only 33%. This one is
Guys,
very
did you
interesting.
see that? Did you see
Minnesota.
the river that just started right there? You see the river? The Nile. The Nile is starting.
Wow, look at that.
The
All
river
the
just
way-
came through all the way through the fucking country, dude. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
just right through the Midwest.
The
right there.
goddamn
It's headed-
moat.
it's headed toward the Midwest with a
Holy
flood-like
shit.
potential.
Holy shit. Look how quick that happened, too. Dude, that was a fucking, like, it's like a dam broke and just unleashed the Harris flood.
Hey, can you ask AI what's
Yeah.
going to
Well,
happen
so
if?
here's the-
Sorry, Tid, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say this is typically you would see like all this middle America stuff, typically red for so many years.
This is what I'm
right?
saying. This is what I'm
But
saying.
I mean,
this is insane.
because it's only 30% of the vote of Nebraska, only
fucked. This is
40%
fucked.
of the vote of Colorado, right?
This is
24% there.
fucking crazy.
This is crazy.
What the
This
fuck
is
just
going to be
happened?
crazy.
What the fuck just happened? It's only 9:47. We shouldn't even see any results like this, like anything solid yet until about 11:30.
Well-
But holy fuck.
Just take a look at the just sort of the middle America headed south. Looks like those are going to be Trump wins, but in the electoral college, does that make enough votes for Trump?
Well, he's only got 154 right now. So, I mean, listen, I don't know if you know this or not, but this is what's going to happen when the Republicans win.
I have no idea what the policies of either party is. All I know is they shit talk
Hey.
each other.
Okay, so nationwide, we got 52% for Trump, 46% for Harris. Nationwide
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
Yeah. We got Trump in the lead for the popular vote at 185, Harris 81. You need 270. 270 is the number, right, guys?
270 is the magic number. And then
That's the magic
you know
number.
what happens at 270, right?
He had 272 last time when he fucking swept them.
You know what happens at 270, right?
Let's talk about that for a second, if we don't mind, okay? There is
That's
potential. There is potential that maybe we've underestimated what could happen based on the outcome of this election. Trump seems to think that he's a charming world leader. Kamala, I don't know if she has the charisma for that or the business smarts for that. This is why I worry for America. Neither of them seem to have a real connection to what the hell is going on.
Well, I'm going to say it right now. Here's what it's going to come down to in this, and if it is a Kamala Harris victory, it's because of the women. The women went out and voted. I think it's because of the reproductive rights issues,
Yep.
and I think that if she ends up winning this, that is what the deciding factor is, that these women will finally figured out a way to be let out of their homes.
No. Let's go even deeper. Do you think it's going to be a woman, or is it just does her being a black woman, because she is a black woman, whether people wanted to use that as a fucking smear campaign on the trail or not, she's half Indian, half Jamaican. So will she get the black voter out to be voting for her, or does Donald Trump? Because you see the white guys for Kamala, which Trump did the best joke ever about that, which was, his wives will be voting for me and their boyfriends. Hilarious. That's probably why he shouldn't be president, is because he's so good at doing comedy. But
He is brilliant.
he's something. But this is what I think. I think with Donald Trump getting shot, coming back, standing up, fight, getting the book thrown at him, whether you believe that the book should be thrown at him or not, the book was thrown at him, whether it was right or wrong, whether it was true or false, they were throwing everything they could at the fucking guy. They did everything against him in the past 10 years or so, 12 years, that they could to fucking diminish the dude. And he still pushed through it. So whether that's true or it's not, it's portrayed that way. Does that get out the black voter and get them, because they feel like they've been in the same situation? Because I've seen a lot of videos of black men talking about, hey, I've been shot at, motherfucker. I'm gonna fucking vote for this motherfucker now. He's like, and Then I've seen the other side where black women and black men are coming out and saying, fuck, I'm going to vote for Trump because I believe in his policies. Then I've seen the opposite where they're like, I'm going to vote for Kamala
Well,
because it's a fucking win.
This is the point. Nothing we see matters because your algorithm is directed toward you. His is directed toward chickens. Mine is directed toward whatever. So what you're being
I see.
fed,
I look both of it up. Though.
but it doesn't matter because it's all manufactured, man. Like,
Oh, 100%. I agree with that. I agree with that.
so it doesn't really matter what we're seeing out there and what the polls are saying. Don't forget, the last time Trump won, it's because, in my mind, it was largely because he told major Trump supporters, don't talk to the polls or tell them that you're voting for Hillary, knowing that people would give a protest vote if there was going to be such a landslide victory for Hillary, that criminal.
Well,
So being
And-
serious, what do you think? Who's going to win tonight? Like in all
Well-
seriousness, all the joking aside, who do you think actually wins this shit and why?
I don't know.
Kamala.
I don't know. I'll tell you straight up. One of the biggest factors is going to come down to whether or not Nevada and Pennsylvania, not even Arizona so much, Nevada and Pennsylvania, how those ones turn out. My gut tells me, my conspiracy gut tells me that the powers that be put Donald in there for another 4 years. The pragmatic thinker in me thinks that you make history in the United States, not in the world, in the United States, by not only electing your first female president, but your first female president also of color. Now, not
Yep.
the first female president in the world, because there's a lot of there's like 19 or 20
Tons.
countries out there currently with female presidents.
But of the USA, which has been a capitalist man's country and in the eyes of the USA itself and American values, it's a man, redneck shit. Yeah.
100%. 100% it is. But I think that in a time when everybody needs to have something to look towards. Your comedy writers want Trump to win 1,000%. The content creator in me wants Trump to win because now I've got something to talk about for the
It's
next 4
funny,
years.
it's funny that you say that, Tid, because in the writing room for the comedy show that I'm working on, we all discussed that Kamala is equally as funny.
It's not the things that she may end up doing that are funny to write about. You're going to have to go searching for stuff to write about with her, right? Because she has a much more political approach to politics. So it's going to be the same old shtick, the same old political shtick. Whereas with a Donald Trump, he's not a politician. He's a reality show leader, right? He's a host of a reality
That's right.
show.
Harris comes
Knows
off like
how to work it.
yeah. Harris comes off like the dancing puppet with afraid to say anything and says nothing with great cadence, and he comes out and says something completely off the cuff and makes you go, "Wow!" He said "pussy." Wow.
The saddest part about it is that there's not a person by the name of Larry Flint still alive and with us. Because Larry, we all know his views on, politics and politicians in general. And I'll recommend right now, you know how much I am for reading books, right? But I will say right now that this right here, Larry Flint's Sex, Lies, and Politics, fantastic book. Absolutely stellar.
You knew Larry very well as
Yeah.
well, right? For people that aren't watching, that are first time watchers, you were pretty close to Larry.
this one right here, all right, One Nation Under Sex. This goes back all the way to the beginning, like, and how like Dolly Madison, was a whore, and Abraham Lincoln liked to, he liked to hang out with dudes, and he was suicidal, and it's like a history, all the Clinton stuff, all the Kennedy stuff, like, and if you know Larry and how he writes, it's very good stuff. If you get a chance to read either of those books. I know a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, Larry Flint, smut king, blah blah blah." He's very smart politically.
No,
Extreme-
he was really wildly. He was very diversive in his knowledge of like world politics and economics and
Well,
all of that. He could have been
there-
an advisor to the president easily.
There's a reason why with Larry, and in my opinion, I don't know if he was into politics before, but I know after he was basically taken down because of politics is why he became a good mind for politics, because he realized how corrupt and how fucking destructive something can be if it either goes against the norm or it goes against their agenda. And Larry found out firsthand and was almost killed for it.
Well,
and
he knew
Mike
about
has
that
disappeared.
already. He knew about it already prior to that, because you got to remember they got their start came from doing like little fanzines,
The cartoon, yeah,
and-
cartoons and
right,
stuff.
and then a couple of clubs, and then their illegal stuff, right? And they would get shut down for what? What's the illegal shit? You know what I mean? Smut, big fucking deal. So
Can we
like,
refresh that map as you're talking?
it refreshes on its own
Okay, I just want to make sure.
thing. Absolutely, yeah. We're at 162 for Donald Trump with 52.2% of the popular.
Holy shit.
Kamala Harris with 46.4% of the popular vote, and 81 votes right now, right? But we're gonna, like, here's the thing. You're gonna see a lot of this stuff over here: Washington, Oregon, California, probably Nevada, Utah,
Blue.
Idaho, Montana, maybe
Blue,
not.
blue.
Montana might end up going red. There's a lot of Cowboys.
Montana's red.
Right?
Montana's red, dude. It's red for sure, Montana. That's going
That's what
right
I'm saying.
tonight. You got to think
So-
too. You've had a lot of people you've had a lot of people that were longtime Democrats that have now switched. So this is going to show some numbers, I think, too, because I think even when you see it in the big names and the celebrities and the business people and the other politicians who have jumped ship now, you're going to see, the locals do the same thing.
But you also see it on the other side, dude. And I know this for a
100%.
because
Yeah,
I know
second
some that
Trump.
have personally. The second the Roe versus Wade stuff, there's a whole bunch of older women
Yep.
and
Yep.
men out there that are still alive from the 60s that fought so hard to make that happen, just to have somebody come in and overturn it like that. Well, now they're pissed off. They're pissed off and they're going out and voting on it. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Before they were
Yep.
like, I still got to wake up the next day. None of it really matters.
And
right?
and that's a good point. When we're talking about this election, and you've said it a few times now, we've all said it. This goes back to women. This election is more about women than anybody has really led on to. They started talking about it in the past 4 or 5 days because I think everybody caught on to the same thing too. That's what
Yeah.
this is. Since
Yeah,
Biden's
this-
been out of the picture and they decided to remove him, this
Yep.
has literally been about women and women's rights. And you now see you're seeing people jumping up on Trump's side saying that women shouldn't be, having to play with men who have transitioned in sports, and they're using that as a staple point of what their grounds of what they're fighting on. They're going to change that. So
Sure.
women have been a big talking point for both sides. What is he fucking doing over there? There he is.
Hi, buddies.
Did you kill someone? Is that why you're in the garage?
No, this is
You're
where I
stirring the
stay.
barrel?
It's where I stay now.
All right.
Are you in my place in Russia? Did you
Yeah,
somehow
it's very nice. You decorated beautifully.
I told you, just get on a plane. The keys are out underneath the carpet.
Dude, they were underneath the carpet, just like you said. That was awesome.
Mhm.
Thank you. In a moment of
Have
need.
you met Igor yet?
Igor, actually, he hates that you say Igor. I can't emphasize that enough.
Tid fucked up. He had to leave for a second.
Well, what
So
happened?
it's just me and you, buddy.
Okay, well then let's do this. Let's do word association. Okay, you ready?
Patty cake. Baker's man. Let me stick my finger up your ass.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
let's
gonna
do word
refresh.
association.
Mandy, we're gonna refresh the voting screen. We're coming in right now. Refresh the voting screen for our friend Mandy, 14.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Here
Hi,
it comes.
Mandy, 14. You're too young to be here.
No, she's not she's Mandy number 14. Like she's the 14th man. He's on something special.
There's no doubt about that. So there you see it right there, 81 to 172, right? And this is what happened before too, because a lot of the red states, typical red states, get counted a lot earlier, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of mail-in votes. So you're going to see the highest number of voter turnout regardless.
Is there anything to the idea that people want to see their vote registered on television before they go to bed, and that's why they vote, they pre-vote, or they vote early? Because it seems to me that like once the polls close, your vote.
You
What?
fucking senior citizen. No one's voting because they want to go to bed early, brother.
They
stay
don't
up
read
for
out
weeks.
the names.
Yeah, this is like the Phantom Menace every 4 years. They wait up and they stay out fucking
No, I know.
front
I'm
for
talking
weeks.
about the psychology of getting your vote in, voting like days in advance or weeks in advance to make sure that you are one of the driving forces to make sure that there's no
Yeah.
question at the close of that poll.
100%. Yes, you are right.
Yes, that is absolutely the truth. That's why mine was in early enough. You know what I mean? When I got it done, because I wanted to make sure that there was, without a shadow of a doubt, my vote is counted.
Right.
Right. So,
And was there any notification? Did you get a notification that you voted registered?
that it had been counted.
Yeah, or that your vote had actually just been registered as counted. Yeah.
Yes, I did get notification that my
Yeah,
vote
you would.
was put into
Processed.
so to speak. Like, so you go through the process and you get a. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
Take us
scroll.
through voting from Canada, from another country, into a state that you haven't been in forever.
I know that's the craziest part, right? Hold
That's
on.
so insane to me. Like
This is
it almost
why
makes this whole thing laughable.
It's bullshit.
Like
It's
you
bullshit.
alone, Tidwell, make a fool of democracy. Like it's your fault that it's all fucked up, and it has
Bro,
always been your fault.
No. He voted the way that we would want him to vote, and I know that because he told me. So let's just leave it at that.
So here's what happens: is you get this thing.
I'm joking. He voted for fucking. You know what he wrote down? Doink the clown.
Don't vote
For
for yourself
president.
anymore, Tid. That's not cool.
Here's
You
the
can't
funny
vote for
thing.
yourself from another country.
Here's the funny thing: when you do it this way that I did it, so you sign up, you go to voting from abroad, right? Which is always weird for me. That's another woman thing right there. That
You're voting as abroad, which is also coincidental.
Well, yes, I mean,
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Hey,
yeah. So there you go.
He always runs off when that video is. He runs.
because he knows.
He knows.
He knows that I know. Scusi.
Scusi.
So you sign up for this thing,
okay.
and then you get the form, and it sends you, to just like an online vote for the Republican or the Democrat, and you go down and you do that one. Senators, governors, district judges. Is my stuff breaking up badly here?
No,
No,
I'm
you're
just
good.
fucking with you.
Oh, because when I hear you guys, it's breaking up horribly. Okay, so I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to reboot my stuff. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to get a refresh here after this. But you go through and you click on all of the things, then you have to do a digital signature and you just email it off. That's it. One of the things, you obviously have to have your social security number, right? But one of the things that I had to have, because I don't
What is that
currently-
anyway? Share that with us, Dave.
Yeah,
What's your
no,
number?
it's the exact same thing as like a social insurance number, but
Mhm.
worth something. So one of the other things that I had to have was I had to have my last address in the States, which
Okay.
I moved out of there in 1988. Thing comes up, I'm like, boom, 1844 Brand, North Las Vegas, Nevada.
And you're
89030. I'm not. The person that lives there is fucked. Right on the corner.
What the fuck, dude? You're you can't.
In North Las Vegas. There you go.
You have to delete the stream when this is done. You can't leave this up.
No, that's fine.
Where
It's
I
okay.
used to live.
Is it legal what you're talking about?
To tell you where I used to live, and then the fact that I would remember my address. Do you not remember your phone number from when you were a kid?
And that you think you left
519-623-6244.
Just
And then
saying.
you think you left 10,000 in cash under the porch, and if anybody wanted to go check and see if it's still there, maybe they should. Whatever.
Yeah, like Goonies. I might have buried
Yeah.
something in the backyard where the shed used to be, right next to the doghouse. Who knows? Good luck. So, and
I
then
want to bury
send-
bury this in your nose, man. Can you refresh the map?
as soon as you send it off, right, and then you
Yeah.
sign it, boop, done, and then they send you the Clark County Nevada.gov/vote.
Breaking.
Sends you a an email saying that they've got your deal, and even you can track to make sure that your vote, yep, boom, that your
I
vote.
don't even understand why anybody leaves a house to vote anymore. This is insane. Let's just do it this. Why can't we just boop and then the whole world votes? You got till 10 o'clock in your time zone, and then it's done.
What,
It's
you
got-
want people to be like, you can go on Xbox Live now and vote your gamer tag,
yeah.
www.crimsonjihad.com.
It's
Yeah.
going to be that way. It's going to be that way as soon as all of the old people die off.
Fucking boomers.
That's the way it is. It's because us old people that were around when computers were not, we're
Yeah.
the things holding that back. As soon as they
Yep.
get to where like my nieces and your kids, like even your
Yep.
shit kids, Mike, when they get to that, to like our age, that's going to be the thing.
Wow.
That's
He
gonna
knows
be-
them. It's okay.
Yeah. Listen.
It's just
Listen.
rude.
Okay,
Nah,
sorry.
it's cool.
That's not true. That's not true.
I know them too, but I think they're fine. I just think they're dad shit.
Only one of them. Only one of them is a piece of shit.
I know which one too.
Yeah, you do. Fuck that guy.
And if they're watching, we know, you know, we're talking about you, kid.
Yeah,
You
we
know
are.
which one you are,
Yeah, you know you are. Yeah. Hi.
you little turd. Anyway, go and vote, you little peckerheads.
Yeah. How's camp?
Okay, refresh that map. Where are we at?
Well, we're at 172 to 81, but you'll see that the voting has started in Montana. Like they've got
We're
that
red,
turning-
right? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
red.
turning red without anything.
Dominant.
Here's that deal. Here's that deal
Kid.
right there, right? All this middle stuff. And you see Utah will start off red, Colorado with 54%, 54% in Colorado, and Kamala Harris with, a pretty decent lead there right now, right? Nebraska, Nebraska is tight, ladies and gentlemen, with only 40%. Now what's going. See this? Pennsylvania has now gone to pink. See that shit?
Wow.
16
That
to
made the
81.
That
No,
made the
no.
flip in
Go
the
back
last
to-
30 minutes.
Go back to Pennsylvania for a second. Go back to that. Let's take a look at the specs. Can you read those
Let's
out? I
look at
can't see them. I'm
Pennsylvania.
on the fucking tiny fucking gimmick.
Yeah, let's full screen it.
So 48% of the votes are in for Pennsylvania. Philadelphia, obviously, very blue, right? And where listen, it's all this rural area. That's where Donald Trump thrives, is in rural America. Big city stuff tendencies are Democratic, right? Because they learned that they got to live with their neighbor. But
What's
as it
his
stands
count
right
at the
now,
moment?
50% to 48.6, 1,700,000 to 1,635,000.
And that's the popular vote.
That is the votes that have been counted. 50% of the votes, and that state gets you 19 electoral votes.
Okay.
That's the wild part, right?
Oh, by the way, tonight's show is brought to you by Chesterfield Cigarettes.
Sorry, go ahead.
A wonderful smoke, and we encourage you, and so does the Surgeon General, Chesterfield Cigarettes. Thanks very much for joining us.
I can't do it anymore because of my broken neck. Ever since I fucked my neck up in 2015, I can't do the dice anymore.
Oh,
Hey, hickory
stop
dickory
flipping around.
dock.
Stop flipping and stop fidgeting. Stop fidgeting with the screen. It's irritating me. God damn it. Okay,
looking
so let me
Trying to
ask
get
you a
back to
question,
the overall
guys.
country here.
If this becomes a super polarized, we got to go to court for 50 different states, and just to prove all of this, which is what I anticipate.
Okay.
Is there a civil problem? Is there a civil war? Is there an insurrection? Is there another problem in the U.S.? Does
Not
this
yet.
become so polarized immediately?
No, the reason why it happened
No,
last time,
that's
gentlemen. No. The reason why these things happened last time, it started while he was in the White House, is because of the pandemic and the stresses of the pandemic. Once the pandemic was completely off of the plan and was not part of the thing anymore, people aren't as agitated. We're agitated for other reasons now. We're broke. We didn't go broke during the pandemic. They were handing out everybody money. There was things didn't go, inflation didn't go through the fucking roof. It stayed where it was for a couple of years, right? We were all worried we couldn't do shit. But when it came to inflation and the cost of things, outside of things that were luxuries doubled in price. But outside of Rolexes and pickup trucks, like shit was normal for a minute. But everybody was stressed the fuck out. People aren't that stressed right now. What they are is fucking worried. They're seeing things, then they're seeing patterns from other countries, like the things going on in the UK right now. That is what's really steering people into going in from being a Democrat and having liberal ideas and mindsets, and now taking those liberal ideas and mindsets and morals and taking them over to the other side, right? And trying to balance them through there. Because this is the lesser of two evils, right? These are both evil things.
The liberal approach has become so stifling, so encumbering in people's lives, and it's not adding up to a good quality of life, right? And so it's easy to come back and say, okay, you've given everything to everybody. You've given everybody in the margins everything they want. You've forgotten everybody in the populace, and left us all with the inability to say certain things and do certain things and think certain ways and have certain freedoms and have certain liberties. And that to me is what conservative used to be. Guy. Now the liberals have to battle that. And it seems like Trump is out there saying, come on, get your freedoms back. Take your liberties back. Liberties.
Okay, that's a good platform to stand on. But Chris, okay, so for a couple months I've been talking to Chris about this, and I'm like, hey, I think this is going to go one way. It's just going to go one way. And every time that I'm either steering on that ship or off of that ship, the one thing that Chris keeps saying, and he has said it at the beginning of this video, which is, it doesn't matter either way, motherfucker.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter either way.
Here's the one thing that I've noticed through social media. This is what I've noticed this time around. There's a lot more women making their voices heard. There's a lot more young people making their voices heard, more than any other election on both sides. There's a lot more people being vocal about it. Now, I say that that's probably just because of sheer numbers alone. There's a lot more people out there. So you're going to see more of it. That's just simple math.
Social media gets more accessible every day.
Mhm.
But my favorite part of all of this, because myself, I don't believe that either politician is a good human being. At no time
No.
am I to be able to be like, hey, I'm really down and out. Can you give me $1,000 bucks? And they're going to be like, hey, get the fuck away from me. Well, you're not for the people. You're for yourself at the end of the day. And I get that. It's a business. It's a job for them. So they're there for themselves under the guise of trying to do what's right for the country that they're running. Cool. But these people that have been out there the entire time preaching their values, you got to vote Trump. You got to vote Harris. Trump's a fucking guy who's going to get the country back. Trump's a piece of shit who denigrates women. Harris is tough on law. Well, Harris doesn't even know what color she is. Like, this is all out there. This is all out there that people are spewing. And my favorite part about all of it is that 50% of them are about to get fucked.
Yeah,
Completely fucked and get completely butthurt about the entire thing.
that's the thing.
Your world is going to just bleh and crumble.
It makes me so crazy because you're right. It doesn't make a lick of difference. Both of them have the
What am I supposed
same
to do?
evil agenda.
What am I supposed to do? Let's say we know by Friday and my side lost. Am I going to call my boss and be like, I can't come into work today because, the
Okay.
election?
I got something to tell you boys about California. Guess what was announced late last night, early this morning?
You don't have to
California-
go to work anymore.
You don't
Yeah.
have to go to school if Kamala Harris doesn't win tonight,
I mean, I would want that fact checked.
because they don't want the mental distress on all the kids in university and high school and grade school. This was something that was mentioned. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, every time they get ahead, and it's on both sides, but every time these people get ahead, Tony Hinchcliffe shows up and drops some fucking carpet bombs on the fucking crowd. Or Biden comes out and says, you're all trash. Or what? Like, they are, both parties and both sides are some of the stupidest people I've ever seen. And it's insane that they're in charge of the most powerful country in the world.
I would like to say that it looks ridiculous on America, except that I'm Canadian and I take a look at who we have.
This is why I can't say too much.
Yeah.
Look at where we live in clown college.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with the United States of America is that the fact that they have, and in Canada as well, they have a competition to see who's going to be the boss, rather than if they were truly going after the thoughts of the people, they would just say both party leaders run this and let's get shit done. Done. But they'll never do that. They'll never be able to do that because it's a competition. Got it? Okay. Listen.
We're getting to that point. Okay, can you refresh that gimmick?
Oh shit, ladies and gentlemen, we are
Here we go.
178.91.
We dammed the waters, ladies and
Hey, as
gentlemen.
long as we're
We have
checking the numbers,
dammed-
is anybody watching this show?
Yeah, 261 people currently.
Why?
Because they
I
want to
don't know.
know. They want to know what idiots like us could possibly have to add to the presidential election stuff rather than listening to Suits.
In case you forgot.
Yeah.
So we blocked some water here. We have a little trickle.
Mhm.
There's a little trickle going through a couple states right there. But we
You
have
sound like Kamala Harris, or whatever. It's a little trickle, just a little trickle coming through there.
So,
Look at the-
or
listen, man, there's a
think
little
Mike-
trickle.
Mike's upset because you sound like his urologist.
It's a trickle bit.
It's a trickle. Hey, can you get Phil in here? It ain't no election night without Phil. Can you send him the link real quick? See if he can figure out how to fucking fail at this.
Honestly, I think that he's one of the commentators on ABC News this evening, giving his opinion. By the way, everybody
No.
check out Rasta Phil. Peace out, Rasta Phil.
Peace out, Rasta Phil. One love.
It's good times. It's good times. And we're talking the election.
It's trickling a little in the middle, and at the top, it's raining down a little bit of red and some pinks in there as well. And
Election is about.
and this just in from Kamala Harris. Well, a pink and gray. I mean, these are things that don't rhyme, and not rhyming is something that we do as Americans, and will continue to rhyme and not rhyme again in the future.
All right. Okay. So we've got a knife blade in the middle of the country right now. There's a fucking stabbing in the back going on, and it's right beside Texas. They're going to get shot.
This really does look like, at the moment, you look at this image and it looks like a landslide, does it not, in the making?
It's
Well,
something's
here's
fucking up right now, guys. I don't know what's going on.
well, you're going to see a lot of these because we're look at what. Okay, what are you asking about? You asking about these pink ones and these light blue ones?
No. What it's not even that. What I'm worried about right now is what happens when we get right out west. We are going to see some shit.
Yeah.
There's going to be some
You're gonna see a
dominant
lot of
blue out there, or lots of royal blue, man.
Yep. 100% you are. You're going to wake up in the morning and it's going to be wild.
This is
No,
This is
don't
pictured
worry
by-
about it. I turned off the camera. These cocksuckers have no idea that I even. Oh shit!
Here's the one that gets me is Minnesota. Right now, Trump is winning Minnesota, where Kamala Harris's running mate is from. That never looks good.
That's
Well, it's
wild, actually.
what, Tampon Tim?
But there's only 3% of the vote in.
Yeah, Tampon Tim. I know, but Tampon Tim did enough damage there where people don't like him, period. You know, do you know why they said that she picked him? Their final answer as to why they picked Tim Walz, and it's so insane. They said she was sleep deprived. When she made the. That's the biggest backtrack.
I'm sorry that I set off an EMP. I was a little sleep deprived, and my hormone medications got mixed up.
Listen, I know people don't like the other senators and other governors, but there was plenty of people that they could have chosen that were much more qualified and much more not fucking creepy. Besides Tampon Tim.
Yeah,
I think this is what may have fucked their. If they lose, it's because of Tampon Tim.
Well, there's a lot of people that say that she should have picked Josh Shapiro.
Yeah, that seemed to be the.
Who happens to be the governor of there.
Or Newsom, right? Newsom.
Yeah,
They
it could have
think
been Newsom as well, but
Newsom-
Josh Shapiro
yeah.
would have been the smart choice because that gives you Pennsylvania, where 19
Newsom's-
votes happen.
Newsom's a psycho, but at least they've always been loyal to each other. You know, like Newsom makes mistakes and makes decisions that even the libs are like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those. But Tim Walz did the same thing, and that's where they're at right now. So maybe you're right. Maybe Shapiro was probably the best guy for the job, right?
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, but I mean, I don't know politics. I don't follow them enough, you know. But what you're saying, if you're going to win a race, you get the best people out there that's going to help you win that race.
Well, we all know, and we won't drop the bomb, but Mike's the most politically educated out of all of us. I watch way more politics than any Canadian should, but it's just because I hate everything and I want to blame something. So I try and blame governments, whether they're mine or somebody else's. But yeah, I think you are the most knowledgeable inside of how the system works because you've lived in that system on and off for so long.
Yes, and I think that what we're seeing right now is exactly the way that it plays out all the time. Like we're sitting at 195, right? 195 to 91, right now with 52% to 46%. Like right now, 52% to 46 is a freaking blowout. Like it should
Yeah.
be a lot tighter than that.
But
That's
it should be noted
7%.
a huge amount of the electoral votes still remain to be, they're still outstanding.
100%.
We see glimpses of them, on the east and on the west. There's nothing in, but I mean, this really does look like a landslide at the moment. However, a huge amount of those results are not in key cities and like large populated areas.
Guys, we're at 10:30 at night. I would assume by 2:30 we're gonna have a real rough. We're not staying on this long, but I mean, like, we're gonna have a real idea of what's happened here. By morning, like Chris said, it'll be all over the place. But I assume by 2:30 there may be a trumpet party going on.
Well, listen, right now you're looking at 39 million to 44 million in votes.
That is a huge divide.
That's
not as close as we thought. We thought we were going to see like right even Steven all the way up here until the middle of the night.
Yeah. But,
Once again,
you're seeing
California, that's that real liberal West Coast vote is not in, and a huge amount of population in those areas for the popular vote. And then, like I say, you can see where there's stalled counting based on right in the middle of the country. It's sat there pink for so long now. In the last hour and a half, it hasn't changed at all. And
well, that
No,
probably
it
has to
has.
do with
No.
They've only got so many fingers and toes they can count on.
We had the water.
that's exactly it. In the middle of the country where there is so much population and there's so much riding on it, it looks to me like counting is the holdup there, and not so much the vote. You know what I mean? Like, I would imagine there's still a lot of counting to go on that's going to close this divide. I could be wrong, but it just feels really heavily red, that map in the moment.
Look at the East Coast and how dark, like the blood red, the fucking East. That is crazy. Southeast is just fucking swamped with fucking Trump flags.
Yeah. Well, this goes, you know what this shows me right here?
Nuts.
What this shows me is if you look at when, that whole, like you go over to like Illinois and Mississippi, and that whole, the Mississippi River and that whole kind of area. And when this was the United States, this still feels very much like what it was when it was the Civil War. Only the South is kind of taken over. That's what it looks like.
Look at, they're not allowed to use the Confederate flag anymore. If they could repick their outfits, do you think they would have used gray?
Knowing what they know now, I mean, yeah, they probably would have gone with or red.
Gray is the color of losers. The Nazis were gray.
Yeah, but the Nazis, the SS had Hugo Boss.
They had nice designed outfits, but the color was hideous.
Are you kidding me? Those are some snazzy blacks.
Nope.
I mean, not as good as the U.S. Marine Corps dress blues, but
I think we've hit almost every piece of bigotry with jokes tonight. I think we're almost there. We have a couple more things that we need to completely trash, and then we'll make it's a full circle of bigotry.
Yeah, I haven't gone after 7-Eleven yet.
When we bring Mike back in here, we'll finish the circle for sure.
I'm sure he's writing new stuff right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, what the fuck is he doing?
I don't know. He's probably getting in trouble. But we are at 195 to 91. This is when it's going to start to lag for a little bit, right? As they count these votes.
And I love how when you said lag, you lagged.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's theater. That's how it goes. Wild stuff.
Well,
all right.
Yeah.
So Let me ask you this, Brady.
So
What if Kamala Harris wins? Would you still move to the States?
I'm not moving to the States at all,
Not even Florida?
ever. I thought about moving to Florida. I was actually going to, and was thinking about it before the pandemic. And then I don't know. I think there's places like Mexico and Costa Rica that would be way better for me. Even Puerto Rico, places in Puerto Rico, I think would be much better for a fellow like me if I was to leave Ontario. But
Okay.
I like Toronto. I like that area. I like the GTA surrounding area. I like Southern Ontario. Like it a lot. That's home. But if it gets, if we get 4 more genders, I'm out. 4 more, I'm going to one of those places that I previously said.
4 more
How?
types. 4
I was
more
asking
types.
a member of my family recently, what's going to happen with the pride flag, and like, aren't the existing members of the pride flag getting tired of losing their color as
I t-
more? You know what I mean? And the response was shocking to me. The answer was, yeah, groups are getting pissed off that they're being marginalized on the flag by new groups joining.
So anybody that was watching while Mike was gone, and Chris, you'll get this too. I was right. Full circle. We did the full circle bigotry there. I told you when Mike got back, we accomplished it.
What they should do
So
with that,
here's our promise.
that flag and that entire movement, right? Because they're adding now we're into letters and numbers, right? What they should do, just to fucking make it come completely around,
Hieroglyphics.
add straight to it. Add straight to it, and then all the fucking homophobes out there can't fucking bitch about it.
How about this? We could add an asterisk for us, for our gender, the 3 of us.
Well, what gender is that?
You know, guys, how we do our thing.
I mean,
Okay, let's refresh the map.
all right, 195 to 91 is where we're still sitting. But
Okay.
45 million to 40 million. See this? Only 5 million vote difference, and we haven't even got to California. This is where the popular vote gets all fucking silly, right? And you can
Cali's
still
going to blow it up.
lose the election and still make the popular vote. More people voted for you, but not in the right states. This is why it's wild to me, right?
Yeah, it is a little broken, and I think that
A little?
I think that the Electoral College actually needs to be the first thing handled out of this election. Come on,
How
let's
about-
take it. Let's take it to the Senate. Let's take it. Let's understand what this takes to make a real, legitimate election in this country. And also, is it time to consider more than one leader of such a nation? Is it time to share this?
There's only 3
Didn't I just
steps,
fucking
right?
say that?
Yeah, but there's only 3 steps for a real vote. It's the same way that we would vote if we were in a room around a table.
Yes.
Everybody
no, maybe.
writes the fucking name of the person that they want to win, and they put it in a box, and then someone counts those, and nothing else matters. That's the way that voting should go for
Let's
the
be
president.
honest. All that the 3 of us know is anything we can remember from having last seen Schoolhouse Rock. Let's be honest. I am still just a bill,
That's not how it
Conjunction,
goes.
junction, what's your function? I feel my
Nobody remembers the other words. Nobody remembers them.
Okay, how about this one? Finish this one. Jesus Christ, superstar.
Who in the fuck do you think you are?
Okay, what's the next line?
Up above for the world to see. Who really gives a shit, you or me? Fucking come at me with that weak ass shit.
Damn. I forgot that you were a Christian occultist.
Yeah, theater major. That's right. No, it's for my
Oh.
time in the cult.
You can check out Tid's music at Laz the Third on YouTube.
That's not his.
Yeah. No,
It's Chris's secret fucking rap group.
we killed the first two. Yeah.
By
like
the way,
Chanel-
just a reminder, tonight's show is brought to you by Orange Cheese. Thank you. It's delicious.
No, actually, tonight's been brought to you by Kamala Harris's new cream corn. Canned cream corn for you and your family. Only $17.99 a can. Comes 2 servings per can.
And gyne-lotrimin, because when you get off the futon and you leave a crouton, gyne-lotrimin.
Who has futon? I have one right there. Never mind. It's cheaper than doing couch casting. Futon casting. Am I right? There's something Trump knows about.
Nobody's on your side with this one.
Oh, okay.
You lay the futon down and it still stands fucking, the mattress just stands fucking.
Oh, that happened to me one time.
Ugh.
Like went to stay at a fucking at a friend's place
Yeah.
and went to get up in the morning and I hit that part of that futon and the whole futon went like this. And the girl that was laying on that part of the bed that was good times right there. She flew.
Speaking of
By the
bitches
way,
falling,
girl in this case is a euphemism for sheep. Anyway.
fuck. I just said a real bad line halfway through there and didn't get to deliver the rest of it. I'm just gonna leave it like that.
Oh, so sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna be a bigot.
Is that what we're missing in the United States?
Bigotry?
More bigotry?
We've got
Yeah,
a lot of
it's-
it. We got a lot of it, man.
Yeah.
There's a
You
lot.
guys put on fucking bigotry clinics. What the fuck are you talking about?
But the bigot family was a Canadian thing.
Here's a real weird, ironic thing. Do you know that cooked cat in Venezuela is called bigots?
Okay.
That's just weird.
What's it called
That's
in
weird.
Ohio? What's cooked cat called in Ohio?
Bigots.
Oh, because it's the same.
The Venezuelans are still cooking them.
The gangs.
Boy, oh boy. Guys, I have to turn off my camera and my mic to
Aw.
give my answer.
All right. R.I.P. Peanut the squirrel.
What?
R.I.P. Peanut the squirrel.
And Fred the
Look
Wreck.
at $300,000 has been raised on Instagram alone just for the Peanut the Squirrel Fund.
Hey, you know what Elon Musk said, right?
Ellen.
If they're gonna shoot your squirrel, it ain't long before they're shooting you. I think is what Musk said.
Listen, have you seen that couple that own Peanut and Fred?
I've seen the guy.
Have you seen his wife?
Yeah, his cousin.
No.
I
No.
figured when you own a squirrel, it's the same time like when you own a gerbil. You usually have a husband.
Well, both of them are on OnlyFans, so you can go check it out if you'd like, apparently.
Oh.
And yeah, both of them are in the way too beautiful category to be worried about, squirrel money coming in.
I know
What are they
about
doing
that.
with that squirrel on OnlyFans?
Oh, you don't. You
Chris,
might-
it's hard out here for a pimp.
Really? Really?
Dude, stop telling people you're a pimp.
Mike's my pimp. Sorry. Mike's
Don't
been
look at him
pimping
that
me
way,
out.
kid. You don't have the kind of money it's required. Boys,
Mike's been
at 1
pimping
hour
me
and
out.
40 minutes into this show, I must tell you that I have lost interest in the American election.
Well,
I
we
would
have
rather-
crossed the 200 mark, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump at 207. Kamala Harris still sitting. Sorry, Kamala Harris still sitting at 91.
No, she hasn't even cracked 100.
Hasn't cracked 100 yet. ladies
So
and
she
gentlemen.
lost. She
lost
has
the
lost.
election.
She's
Why
lost
don't we?
the
Okay,
election.
guys,
What
we
will
need to
happen
be the
shortly?
first, not just
To
because I want to go to bed, but because we need to be the first on the internet to declare Donald Trump, the winner of the presidential election for 2024. Go ahead and play the video, Tid. Oh, that was some production, I guess.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, let's close this show out for the night, and I'm assuming we have an idea of what's going to happen here in the morning right now. But things could change. You never know. Things are wonky. We still waiting for these West Coast states to come in. But as of right now, that's it.
That's it.
Hey, before
it.
we go, can I just say this? Laz, let's promote that music because I keep getting these tracks and I want to share them with people. Where can people find the music? Brady, tell me.
YouTube at the just handshaking team, or look up Laz the Third.
Guys, you're going to be blown away with what's on there. And then this is a really bad representation of a TID Talk. But right in the middle there is a guy who does amazing interviews with some cool people. So please subscribe to this. And if you don't mind, if you would like to, I got nothing to promote, but thank you very much.